Last year saw huge advancements in technology, not least of which, of course, in artificial intelligence, AI. More and more people are now using the likes of ChatGPT and other generative AI to do mundane searches online, or even use it as a bit of a digital assistant. So what can we expect in the next 12 months with digital and technology advancing at the pace that it is? A little earlier, I spoke to Andrew Grill. He's a futurist and an AI expert and author of Digitally Curious.
Yeah, so let me talk about something that people probably haven't heard about.
Yeah.
We're going to hear more and more about quantum computing. Now, in a nutshell, quantum computing are computers that are massively fast and scalable. And one thing that people haven't heard about probably is a thing called Q-Day. Quantum Day, or Q-Day, is the day when quantum computers will be able to decrypt everything currently encrypted. Now, experts say it could be 3 to 5 years away. I think it could actually be by the turn of the century. So we're going to have to get smarter about how we protect ourselves.
It's interesting you said quantum computing, because you and I have spoken a lot in 2025 about AI, and we'll come to that in just a moment. But I've been doing some reading on quantum computing. This is going to change everything. These computers, unless I'm mistaken, Andrew, have the ability to do things in a fraction of a second that would take a normal computer months or even years.
Oh, absolutely. And what companies like Google and Microsoft are doing, there's a bit of an arms race happening to make them faster and faster. But we won't see them on the street anytime soon. They're the size of a refrigerator, and they have to be chilled to minus 273 degrees Celsius. So it means that you've got to be a large company to have one.
Right.
But you're right. Once you have the power in your hands, you can solve problems that were unimaginable years ago.
So if you marry that to AI, which is something that we've been talking about, what do you get?
It's interesting, actually. You can't just plug an AI system into a quantum computer because they deal with things differently. But let me give you an example. A problem that quantum computers can work on very well, when there's a big weather event and all the planes are in the wrong place and the crews are in the wrong place, think about the mathematical combinations of finding out how to reset from that. A quantum computer could do that in seconds. It might take days, and you haven't got days sometimes when airplanes are out of whack.
So that's a very good example. And we talked about AI last year. A lot of people not using AI in the way that the inventors of AI thought it was going to be used. Are we going to see that become a more dominant force this year? Because it's certainly changed employment. It's perhaps not in quite the way that people were expecting, but it has changed a lot of things already, hasn't it?
I call it the coffee shop test, when the person next to you is actually talking about the technology that you and I have been talking about for a while. I think what people are seeing, especially when they Google something, before they were given 10 blue links to go and look at. Now, in many cases, especially in the UK, you actually get the answer in front of you in what we call one shot. So we're going to have people now saying, rather than searching, I'm actually want answers to my questions instantly. And people are going to expect that, which means it changes how we interact with search engines for the first time in 20 years. And
that has consequences, not least of which, of course, clicks were a way that these companies made money. That you would have a sponsored click at the top, and that would, you pay for it, and that would make you money. If you're getting a one shot, as you put it, one answer, how do you make money out of that?
Well, get ready for AI-powered advertising. So this result is brought to you by whoever, and they're linked to that. And I think Google, for a while, thought, how do we replace our blue clicks where we make some money into AI one-shot? I think you're going to start to see in 2026 AI-powered advertising.
So that's going to be something else that we'll see on our computers. Are we going to still get the choice to have an old search or a new search, or are we being driven towards AI by the big boys?
Well, we are and we aren't. Actually, it costs Google and others a lot more money to provide that one shot because it's doing a lot more processing behind the scenes. I think what will happen, though, is that consumers have an expectation to get an answer rather than a link. But then it comes down to trust. Do we trust the answer? And we've spoken before about believing these AI systems. Where do they come from? Is that one-shot answer, do I believe that? Do I need to go and look further to make sure I'm getting the right answer?
Well, that comes to the heart of something we talked about a lot last year, isn't it? Is that AI is a start point. It isn't the end point. Are we ever going to get to a point where it is the end point? Because my problem with it is that I've always thought that the database itself is corrupt, isn't it? I mean, it's where it's getting its information. Is it in of itself corrupt?
Well, yes and no. I think the more I'm using websites like ChatGPT and Perplexity, the more it learns about me. It knows what I'm looking for. It knows where I go for the source of truth. And I think we'll find these systems getting smarter and smarter to say, actually, I won't look on the random open internet and a Reddit search. I'll look for a source that Andrew has used before and he trusts, because it'll come down to what's the source of truth and who do I believe?
Andrew, great to talk to you again. First time in 2026. I know it won't be the last time. Andrew Grill. He's a futurist and an AI expert and author of Digitally Curious.